Oh, hi everybody. How you doing? Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by and hanging with me while I play some poker, because I do like to play the poker. Anyway, hope you're having a lovely day, afternoon, evening, morning. What time is it there, Mark? How you doing, Mark? It's gotta be like some crazy time. I can't do math right now. It's been a long day, so math is not my wheelhouse. I'm trying to get this music to a good level. 6 a.m. or well, no, but Mark is in Australia, so I don't know what time it is in Australia. Alexa, what time is it in Australia?
There are 3 time zones in Australia. Possible times are 6:13 a.m., 7:13 a.m., or 9:13 a.m. on Thursday.
Ah, okay, so it's tomorrow morning. Okay, well there you go. It's all upside down. Oh, that's very true. I always think it's weird that, you know, if you flush the toilet, it goes the other way with the water. It's such a weird concept, but they also have summer when it's winter and winter when it's summer. Anyhow, so I guess it's time to play some poker. What do you say? So, speaking about things in foreign countries that are completely ass backwards, so I don't know if you heard about this. McDonald's is very expensive in Australia. Well, it's not getting very cheap around here. $5 for a breakfast sandwich? You gotta be kidding me. Anyway. So yeah, over in the UK, some interesting news today. Articles 11 and 13 passed, which they're just ridiculous. I don't know if you heard about it, but if you haven't, I'll try to summarize. Essentially, you are going to have to pay if you link an article in like a tweet or on YouTube or something like that. You are going to have to pay a link tax. Oh, sorry, no, meaning the EU, not the UK. Okay, my bad. The EU. Yeah, no, so it's the EU where you have to pay a link tax if you want to talk about a news article and you link the article, or if you even use a screenshot of the article, you're going to have to pay for that. And you're not going to be able to use memes anymore without, without the permission of the copyright holder. So if you post a picture of, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and you write something silly on that, that's going to get blocked out. Sorry, no memes for you. Hi, I'm new. What is this stream? It's me just BSing with you guys and talking about whatever. I just picked talking about the bullshit happening over in the UK because it's absolutely ridiculous. How you doing, Misery? EA runs the EU. I would rather live in Australia, United States, and Canada. Living in Europe. Europe is too left-wing. Wow. Well, Canada is pretty damn left-wing, too, to be honest. And the US is largely that these days, too. So you're not going to get away from left-wing, really much no matter where you go. I can't really speak to, other places. But I do know about Canada and the US. This is a pretty crap hand. I'm not playing that. They're feeling the burn. Oh God, please don't remind me. Bernie. Yeah, and look what happened to the burnouts. They became Antifa. US copyright laws are pretty fair. You know what they're even better in? Canada. So you can pretty much download whatever the hell you like. And get away with it. Because that's probably the one of the few upsides living in Canada. So you can download whatever the hell you want. And people are really nice. The times that I went, the women are really, really nice. If you like women, which I happen to like, it's very clean. I've been to Toronto, and it was like a clean version of New York City. It's happening. People are nice in Canada, never would have guessed. Well, yeah, well, I mean, not everyone, I can speak from personal experience. It's not just the stereotype. Because, not all stereotypes are true. I only met one rude person in Canada, to my recollection. And I think I might have already talked about this. I pretty much, I definitely spoke about that on a prior stream. About this, lady in Toronto who freaked the hell out and owned a pizza shop and yelled at us. It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, Bernie Sanders, who believes that college should be free, everything should be free to everybody, and it's just ridiculous. Bernie Sanders also bent over and let Hillary Clinton try to take on Trump by herself when Bernie had a pretty good following all on his own, and he took a lot of shit for that in the election. I don't know if he stood a better chance than her, but Man, can I get a decent hand, please? It's ridiculous. How many homes does Sanders own? Yeah, I know. Well, probably on par with how many McCain owned, to be honest with you. His wife owned a college, or ran a college in Vermont, if I remember correctly, and it closed down. That was pretty hilarious. But I'm sure not before she got a nice golden parachute out of the deal. Honestly, I feel like Bernie's followers stopped following his words and just got butthurt after he lost the prime. Yeah, very much so. Not everyone needs to go to college. Trade school is a thing. Very true. And will probably pay more than most salary jobs in upcoming years. It's debatable. I mean, it depends on the trade, you know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of trades that are always going to be a thing. I mean, you have, you know, automotive, nursing, cooking, things like that. But then at the same time, you know, you have, I mean, computer programming is never going to go away, you know, and you need to be pretty damn skilled to be a computer engineer. I mean, you know, yeah, there's a lot of raw skill you can do on your own, but you definitely, if you want to be, you know, one of the big boys, you have to have an education on top of that. I'm doing trade work CAD/CAM program. Well, that's cool. I mean, I would imagine, you know, engineering in the computer sense wouldn't count as trade school. Like, you know, would Rensselaer count as a trade school? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Please feel free to correct me. Hines is Romney's wife. That is correct. Yeah, Romney. This guy's got massive money. Your knowledge of politics is vast. I speak mine with an accent, but I do okay. Streaming is such a pipe dream of a job career, like being a YouTuber. Yeah. That's why I don't consider this, you know, a career. It's just something I do on the side. Generates money sometimes, but, you know, it's not a job. I will definitely call that. It's about time I got a decent hand. Yeah, Mitt Romney. He's a big politician. I believe he ran for president. Didn't win, but he ran. Sorry, I know a lot of American politics, Mark. I know that it's probably not a lot of stuff you're too up on. Not everyone can have a tut. Indeed. Yeah, and on top of it, like, act like, you know, well, you know, it sucks when he gives me all this money because not everyone, no one else is going to want to give me money. What kind of bullshit is that? You made how many $1,000s off one person? Take it and go home and be happy about it. Don't cry about, well, no one else is going to give me money now. Yeah, because you just made a ton of money. You don't need it. It's the greed, man. Just out and out greed. And I haven't really even been paying attention. Like, I haven't watched his streams in a couple of days now. I've just been, you know, catching recaps and little things that people have been sharing on Twitter about it, but what I've been seeing, I mean, like, how ungrateful are you? And just, you know, well, it's not enough to make thousands of dollars off one person. You guys also have to give me money, too. I don't know if Ted is wealthy, but, you know, my original theory, though I don't know how true it is, you know, was that he was using a college tuition refund to flash his money around and act like a big shot. But he really made $5,000 off of, yeah, and then still crying about money. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how ungrateful do you have to be? Seriously, I do not understand how anyone could put up with that. And not say, hey, I think you're being a little greedy there. Maybe you should just hang out and be, thankful for what you're getting, because what you're getting is a lot. No, I heard Tuck came back today. My $1,000 Armani jeans. I tell you, man, my original theory is that a lot of these people who like to, flash their money at Phil and throw lots of money, they just don't have a lot of financial responsibilities. Because if they had bills, I guarantee, unless they were just rolling in it, that they would not be doing this, I mean, because if you think about it, if you're a serious adult, you've got rent and or a mortgage, you've got health insurance, you've got car payments, you've got credit card bills, because you probably, have bought things for your apartment or other things, and you got to pay those off. Phone bill. This stuff adds up big time, and you're just gonna throw thousands at somebody you don't even know for what? Just so that you can get your name read? So what? Here, I'm gonna read everybody's name here for free, because I'm that kind of guy. David Davidson, Misery, James Cash, Lipjan, Phil's biggest dream, having an oil-rich Arab as a fan. He already has a couple of people from the Middle East that throw him a good chunk of money. It's you, the Misery. Yeah. And it's you, Jabman. Name me first. I see someone biased. I just looked at I just named the first. I just looked over at the screen and just said the first name that I saw. Whoop. Great way to be a millionaire. Work hard, make everything, cars, less as possible. Yep. Look, Mama Streamer said my name. Indeed. Don't you feel so happy and excited? And you didn't even have to pay a penny for it. Who's gonna go in with me? Come on. And not buy expensive cars. You know what? You can splurge a little. I mean, I have in the past. But, like for example, the other day, I rented Spider-Man. I got it for 3 days for $7, and I played the shit out of it, beat it, and then brought it back. And it was Superior Artist Torres. He was like, "Didn't you like the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was fine, but I just wasn't gonna pay $60 for it." And he's like, "Why?" It's like, "'Cause I got bills." It was a nice game, but I'm not gonna really play it much more, and I can't justify what little left I had. I ended on 84%. And to me, for $7, I think 84% is pretty damn good of a game. Will I platinum it? Maybe sometime when it gets really super cheap. Or maybe if I'm itching to use the GameStop rental program, as I like to call it. But, I think I got my money's worth. And I didn't stream a lot of it just because people didn't seem all that interested. And what I did stream of it, just, I actually got a copyright claim on it. So, I wasn't so energized to stream the rest of it after that. Was Pineapple banned from Phil's stream chat? I don't know. Did that happen? You would know. Probably more than I would, because I know you hang out there sometimes. Redbox. Yeah, I use Redbox. It's one of the few rental programs outside of Gamefly that's left. Remember when I cocked Phil from sponsorship? Yeah, that was an interesting day. And the chair is now gone. I got the sponsorship. weird bans the other night for Blops. Oh, that's interesting. I actually wasn't planning on playing, I thought I was going to be busy this weekend, but plans changed. I gave away, like, all the codes that I had for, Black Ops. And, so, now that they have changed, I have nothing for the weekend, so I'm going to have to figure out something to do. Speaking of, I don't know exactly when this is going to happen, and I don't know if you guys have seen it on Twitter yet, but I have been talking with Guru Larry, and it looks like he will want to be coming to chat with me on a stream, potentially either this weekend or next week. Apparently he's a little under the weather right now, because I was like, hey, you want to do it tonight? He's like, nah, not feeling good. I'm like, alright, man, that's fine. So, that should be happening soon. I ran a poll recently, actually in the last couple of days, and it was abundantly clear that, for whatever reason, you guys like my talking streams more than my gaming streams, which is fine. I actually prefer talking over gaming. I mean, something like this is kind of the best of both worlds. But I really feel like, you know, when I'm like interviewing people or just you know, shooting the breeze, I really feel like that's kind of where my strength is, especially because I don't have to divide my attention as much. Thanks for the code, by the way. You're welcome, dude. That'll be $20. Was Cygella's new account banned on Twitch? I don't know, was it? I know it was like Obama ate my baby 343 or 434 or whatever, which is just ridiculous. He really wants to play up the fact that he's a racist ass, isn't he? Didn't get banned. Wow. Well, that doesn't shock me. I love the fact that Phil still defends him, despite the fact that it's abundantly clear that, you know, he's a racist and he was banned for essentially threatening to kill people, which is good. Your talking streams always had some fun laughs, and you had Gundam on. Yeah, actually, funny story. Furtanga and Gundam, actually it was Furtanga, messaged me a couple of days ago and had Gundam you know, tagged in as well. He's like, we need to do another stream, otherwise we're gonna take over and do it ourselves. I'm like, okay, man. And I'm willing to do that. It's just I don't know exactly how to do that. Maybe do a co-op stream or something. But yeah, those guys are cool. I had fun talking with them, and they seem to obviously have fun as well. Sadella doesn't run for office. He won't. He could never. Not with the internet footprint he has now. Even if he is a wealthy family son, you know, of prominence, you know, what they say is, you know, what you do on the internet is written in ink, and you know, what he has written in ink you don't want. I guess I'll go in. To whom do you refer, Jabman? Alright, what do we got? King. Nothing. Ah, what the hell, I'll let it ride. Four, 5, 6, 7. Give me an 8 or a 3. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Hey, wait. Give me one second, I just saw a question. Yeah, we'll go, why not? Do you think Phil's gonna be pissed that people are streaming Tomb Raider 2 days early? He's always pissed about that shit. Wait. Hey, I got a straight. Nice. Let me see, how much more am I gonna bet? Let's go in a little high. There you go. What do you got? Yeah, that's my boy. Hell yeah. Thank you very much. I'll take your money. Woot. Yeah, he's always mad. No, he's not. He's talking about Ross. But yeah, Phil's always mad about these elitists, these shills that get games early and start playing them. These shills. It's just ridiculous, man. He thinks that because he doesn't play games early, it makes him not a shill. Okay, sure, buddy. Don't, it's a garbage can. He'll kiss a game's ass before it comes out, even though he'll accuse other people of kissing the game's ass. Like, you know, like his good friends at IGN. And then once the streams don't, you know, garner as much attention as he hoped, and he doesn't make as much money, then he starts shitting all over it. It's just like standard for any AAA title. He does that shit, and it's ridiculous, and it's so obvious. You know, gotta kiss the game's ass to get people excited for it, and then when he doesn't make as much money as he hoped, then, you know, the real Phil comes out and starts trashing it. Yeah, he's played games early in the past. And I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, if you have permission to do it, then what the hell? In that case, the one, you know, the instance that you're bringing up, Lipjan, he didn't have permission to do it. So that makes him worse than a shill. What he was doing was essentially criminal. I mean, he'd never get busted for it, but still, you know, the principle is it was a criminal act. I'd love to see an alternate timeline when instead of games he talks about anime. Oh my god. Yeah, let's have to get the time stone from Dr. Strange. Pico. I said Piku. Pico. I have never watched said title. I have only heard about it. I have no interest in it whatsoever because it sounds pretty revolting. Ooh. Let's go up another 10, why not? Oh, called me immediately. Holy shit. Ah, she got me. Damn it. Ah, well. Can't win them all. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Yes, I definitely want to bet. Yes, I saw the rocking back and forth. My theory, I don't know if this has been discussed by anybody else. I mean, I've already had pointed that out in prior streams, where it sounds like the mic is kind of going back and forth, like he's moving front and back with it. I had pointed that out several times, and now we've confirmed it. And my thought on it is that it's probably like exercises that he's doing for his back, or something that he's doing for his back. Like he thinks that this is going to help his back or something. I don't know. I know a lot of people are saying that it's autism, and you know, People are correct in saying that is a characteristic of autism, but I don't think it's necessarily a positive diagnosis for it just because he's doing it. I think like I said, I think it's back related. You think it's a tick? It could be. It's an interesting theory. I need a queen. Get me a queen. Exercise. Yeah, I know. It's not necessarily exercise, but he's trying to... Oh, shit. Shit. I've got nothing. Maybe I can bluff my way through it. Damn it! You got me. Oh well. It's the Dr. House diagnosis, the Occam's razor. I love Occam's razor. If you aren't familiar with Occam's razor, let me tell you about what Occam's razor is. It's the idea that once you've eliminated the improbable, the most, the explanation that makes the most sense is the correct one. That's what Occam's razor is. It's slightly related to something from Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes, who said, once you've eliminated the impossible, the improbable, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. So it's sort of related to that, but Occam's razor, yeah, is just the most common sense explanation, is the truth. Every time he does it, he talks about the usual YouTube screw me, I need money. It's like a thing he does when he's reading in front of a script. Oh, it's an interesting... I don't know. But I'm sticking with my theory that it's back-related. It's spine-related. That's why he's not talking about his spine so much. It's that he's doing these... I don't know if I use the word exercise very lightly, because it's not really what it is. He's just, moving around in his chair. I don't know if you can consider that exercise. 5, 6, 7, and 0. Why not? Restless leg syndrome. Yeah, it could be related to that. Is this the mysterious new disease? Probably not. That shit is gonna kick him in the ass pretty soon. Especially now that he's reaching 40. He's gonna start having health problems, and he's gonna have to start coughing up to go to the doctor. And he's gonna start crying about that. And I mean, I can relate to an extent because my health care, is not the best. My insurance. But, I'm not gonna cry to you guys about it. I might make a joke about it, but by no means am I gonna say, you guys need to give me $5,000 and not, guilt you out of it. Whatever. He already has gout. Diabetes? Could be. I mean, I don't know if you're saying that as a joke, but it definitely is possible. It could be... I think someone with like the anger issues that he has, and the fact that he's not at an ideal weight, it could be high blood pressure, hypertension, and that shit'll screw you right up because that'll lead to heart disease. That can, lead to heart attack. Yeah, not good. That, hypertension and unhealthy diet and having a a lifestyle where you're not moving around so much. It's a limited lifespan, my friends. I mean, in the big picture, everyone has a limited lifespan. But, very limited lifespan in that case. Hey, remember when he talked about, like, Leanna, like she was going to be his live-in nurse? When they moved to Washington. I remember that shit. That was great. God, he takes women for granted so much. if I pulled any of the shit that he does with my girlfriend, I would be out of a girlfriend. Jesus Christ. He uses the toilet all the time. He uses diabetes. He almost... Yeah, but I mean, it's dangerous to self-diagnose or to diagnose other people just based on what you see on, like, WebMD, you know? So, I mean, we can speculate all goddamn day long, but, yeah, most likely we're gonna be wrong. Except for things that, you know, like I said, like the pointing out the fact that you can tell if you listen to headphones that he's moving, you know, towards and away from the microphone, and it's so distracting, and it's so obnoxious. I'll skip this one. Needing to pee a lot is a symptom of a lot of things. Well, not always. I mean, there's actually, you know, if you're on medication, and I know he's on medications, and, you know, there are medications that are essentially what they call diuretics, which basically mean you have to pee a lot. So, that could be a thing, but the thing is, you know, when he takes bathroom breaks, like, you don't need 20 minutes to go to the bathroom, unless you're at work and you're just trying to, you know, waste time and, you know, be a jerk. But there's no reason to take 20-minute breaks. I mean, you guys have seen me. I take bathroom breaks. How long am I gone? 5 minutes? Maybe? That's just not normal. He drinks gallons of seltzer, literal gallons. Yeah. I love how we started by talking about Article 13. We're back to Phil. That's fine. I don't mind. Whatever. We'll talk about whatever. 9, 10. But yeah, like I did say, you know, it's pretty clear to me that you guys like my talking streams, so I'm gonna try to do more of those. I've been trying to get some new guests to talk with. Guru Larry will probably be the next one. There's a couple of others that I have potentially in the pipeline. I'm, you know, asking people for favors and what have you. So, we'll see what happens. I think Larry is going to be a fun one because he's a fellow, I guess you could call him a fellow detractor. And he's funny as hell. And, you know, just between his enjoyment of following Phil's follies, as well as, you know, what happened recently with Channel Awesome and him, as well as, you know, him living in the UK and, you know, seeing both Brexit and the passage of Articles 11, 13, and what happened with Dankula and Tommy Robinson. You know, that could make for a fun stream, you know. And I'm hoping that it doesn't just devolve into talking about Phil all the time, because, I mean, there's more to life than Phil, you know. And that's why I try to, that's something that was my original philosophy, why I kind of left the whole DSP text thing behind and became a lot more than that, where it's occasionally following what he does, but also, you know, having the freedom to talk about whatever the hell I wanted. And I have a straight. Thank you very much. Yes, I do. I have a straight. How you doing, Athiel? Not sure if I've seen you here before, but welcome. What happened with Dankula and Tommy Robinson? Well, that's two different issues. Dankula got arrested for posting a meme, I think it was of his dog, giving like a Sieg Heil, like a, you know, like a hand salute for Hitler. Got arrested for that, and eventually got freed. Tommy Robinson got arrested for reporting about, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was in relation to Muslims. Like, it was just basically he was reporting news, like, or like doing like a man on the scene kind of thing for YouTube. I don't remember the exact details, but he got arrested for that. So there's some serious shit going on in the UK as far as, or sorry, well, I should call it the, well, yeah, I guess it's still the UK, about just like, you know, freedom of speech and what people can do, you know, as far as rights go. Kickstart is nasty. It's gross. I think I had the cherry flavor. I don't remember what the cherry flavor was called, but it was nasty. I will take Code Red any damn day over Kickstart. I guess I won that hand. I wasn't paying attention. I'll go in on this one. Why not? Yeah, the 100 Asian Men. I heard about that shit today. I was listening to Jim's stream, and that article is ridiculous. Like, where in Asia are these guys from? Are they just, you know, either they're just assuming shit or just trying like hell to not address the fact that these guys are, you know, not from Asia. They're just so worried. That's like the, you know, it's the same thing like what happened with the Rotherham rape gang. It's the same shit, and it's disgusting. Yeah, Middle Asia. Well, they ain't from Russia. They're not from Thailand or Singapore or Malaysia or Japan or China or the Philippines. No. Lena's not Asian. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Tan Germans, yeah, I like that phrase. That what's happening in Europe is just ridiculous, man. It's just, you know, it used to be when I was growing up back in the late 14th century. You know, like, you wanted to go to Paris, you wanted to go to England, you wanted to see the world, but now it's just like everywhere is like, you know, as they say, a bad day in Bosnia. And it's just like, so where can we go, you know, for peace, where we don't have to worry about, you know, getting run down by a runaway truck? Not that there's actually anyone behind the wheel of said truck. It's like the Transformers, you know? The trucks have a mind of their own. Oh wait, that was like that's actually, now that I think about it, it's more like Maximum Overdrive. But, you know, getting run over, getting blown up, getting shot up. Like, where can we go? Nowhere is safe. Can't even go to a school anymore. Come to Chicago, safer than the news. Fair enough. Actually, don't I hate tourists? I've been to Chicago once. Well, actually, I've been there several times if you count, you know, layovers in the airport. But I'm pretty sure I talked with you about like my time going to Chicago and visiting the Field Museum and having the worst taxi ride I've ever had in my life, where I was worried that my life was at a brief end. Wow, it's the guy. It is the guy. Absolutely. The guy has returned to play poker badly. I want to visit Galloping Ghost Arcade? I'm not sure what that is. You know, it just occurred to me that I have... You know what I really hate? I hate this top chat option. It's garbage. Fucking hate it. Like, I hate having to switch from top chat to live chat every time I do this shit. It's awful. It should be defaulted to live chat. If you want to go to top chat, you know, that's what you should be doing. Yeah, Field Museum is nice. I wish I had more time to explore it, but I was there for, of all things, a Star Wars exhibit. So... Yeah, David Davidson, I think, is the only person Chicago good. Well, what, you know, by what standard are you, I mean, in terms of culture, in terms of fun, in terms of, safety? There's lots of things that you could, you know, ascribe to being good, you know, different qualities. Sure, why not? You used to commute to Chicago for your job. I don't like it personally, but you can go to Lincoln Park Zoo or the museums and have a good day. Food is good. I'm glad we're not kidding the Star Wars Museum. Is there a Star Wars Museum? What? I did not hear about that. Unless it's something that maybe I have and I just don't know everything about it. I know that George Lucas mentioned something about a museum, but I don't think it's specifically for Star Wars. New York pizza is... I don't see what's so great about it. It's like huge and it's flat. So I don't know if that's something that sounds exciting to you, but I'm a deep dish kind of guy. I think deep dish pizza all damn day, every day, over flat, uber greasy, huge ass pieces of pizza. Okay, then yeah, then maybe it is what I thought it was. You like your Western New York tray pizzas? Oh yeah, I know tray pizzas. Tray pizzas are okay. As long as they're not like, you know, the kind of pizza that you would get at a gas station in a strip for like $1, which is just like essentially like dough, like a, well, I wouldn't say dough, but I mean it's like bread and then it's just like a bunch of sauce and no cheese whatsoever. Fuck that. That shit is garbage. And I've seen like trays of that, and it's just nasty. I don't know what planet you live on, but I would actually like cheese on my pizza, and as little sauce as possible. Just like a little bit of sauce is perfect, or none at all. Preferably a little thin layer. That's just me. They have $1 pizzas in Manhattan? That sounds disgusting. I don't know if I told you this story, then I apologize, but one of my favorite memories of New York City was being stuck on it was an on-ramp, I think, somewhere in New York City. And some guy was off to the side selling pretzels. And I was with my family, it was a family trip. And my dad's like, "Hey, you want a pretzel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can I get one without salt?" And my dad says, "Hey, do you have one without salt?" And the guy's like, "Yeah!" And he just brushes it off with his hand and then sells it to my dad. And I was so hungry, I didn't even care. I just ate the damn thing. I was a kid. I didn't know any better. Today, I'd be like, get the hell out of here. I'd do it myself. Yeah, I don't know how people can eat, like, those giant pretzels with, like, 10 tons of salt on it. I mean, not only is it terrible for you, but it's just nasty. Like, it just, you know, like, it just dries out your mouth, and it's just, you can't even taste the bread of the pretzel anymore. You just taste salt. It's disgusting. And I've got a whole lot of nothing, so screw it. Mustard or cheese? Nah. No to either of those. Not a big mustard fan unless it's on like a, you know, like not even a hot dog, like a hamburger. Ooh, I'll take that. And I hate like Cheese Whiz. Like, liquid cheese is disgusting to me. I like actual real cheese, or not at all. Like cheese where it's just ugh. Stuggle dogs? You mean struggle dogs? Because they're desperate dude bros, last train out of the club. See, I don't mind mustard, like I said, but it has to be with ketchup on a burger. Otherwise, just gross. Tintin. I think my fellow Chicagoans think I'm a monster because I just like plain ketchup on a hot dog. I'm happy with that. Actually, one of the best hot dogs I had, and I think remind me if I've said this before. It was from A&W. It was a hot dog with actual cheese and bacon bits, and it was awesome, fantastic. And I don't even know if you can get A&W anymore. I don't know what A&W restaurants are left. But yeah, I would have onions on a hot dog. But most people would know A&W for the root beer. Not that they're an actual restaurant. Ketchup and mustard on pizza? Ugh. Get the hell out of here. It's gross. They have cheese curds at A&W, which is it poutine or is it just cheese curds? Ooh. You know what? I'll go in. Why not? Speaking of restaurants that aren't everywhere, any of you guys ever been to a Bob Evans? Oh, hey, we got a new actual human player over there. Bob Evans is good shit. Ooh, just like my hand. I like that hand. Ketchup on steak would be nice. I agree. Although I did have steak recently, I had some prime rib, and I did not put ketchup on it. Like I said, it really depends, like, on the cut of steak we're talking about. If it's, like, cube steak, that shit's getting drowned. But prime rib, I'm not putting any ketchup on that, because that's expensive steak. Pizza with anchovies and blue cheese. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the explosion at the cheese factory and outside of Paris? There was debris everywhere. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Waka, waka, waka. Does Bob Evans frozen sides I get at the supermarket count? No, well, it's not an actual restaurant, but I am actually a huge fan of those. I actually just picked some up today. The oven-baked mac and cheese, or like the home-style mac and cheese, that shit is fantastic. I love Bob Evans. Also, their scalloped potatoes are great. Alright. I'm still on a journey to have Sonic. I've been to Sonic. Sonic's alright. I had their cheesy tater tots and wasn't overly impressed. It was okay. Sometimes you can get some good stuff from there. Alright, take care, David. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate the feedback, dude. Steak cooked with wine sauce, the only way to eat a good cut of steak. I don't know if I've ever had it cooked with wine sauce. Probably, and I just wasn't aware of it. My hand is garbage. I'm out. In-N-Out Burger? Possibly? I've been to LA a couple of times. Maybe no, I don't think I have. No. White Castle I've been to. But they don't really have any near me. You have to go to, like, certain areas. Like, you know, like New York City, or... I went to Indiana. Actually, I went to Indiana a couple of times, but I went to Indianapolis, and they had White Castle in Indianapolis, and I was like, yeah! Had some White Castle, because those burgers are fantastic. They have an In-N-Out in Vegas, it's okay. I've never been to Vegas. I think I paid like $3 for it, and it was like, wow, this is amazing. If I had an Indian friend living near me, I would recreate that movie with... Speaking of Indian, it seems like a rare commodity to get decent Indian food anymore. I've been to a couple of places lately, and I'm like, this is just garbage. Like, who do I have to murder to get a good chicken tikka masala? It's ridiculous. And like, everyone, you know, the places that I've gone, like, it was okay, but not nearly as good as, like, making it, like, the way that my girlfriend makes it, which is, I mean, kind of cheating, where, you know, you get, like, essentially the sauce. You get the curry sauce, which is, holy shit. Hell no am I going in on that. You get the sauce, and then you throw in the, you know, the bits of, well, you cook the bits of chicken. Then you throw the bits of chicken in the pot with the sauce, and then you know, essentially let that simmer, and so that the chicken absorbs the curry sauce. And then, you know, you serve that with some nice naan bread, and it's amazing. Rush hour lines. Hey, do you do the line where Jackie Chan says, "What's up, my..." Yeah. I'm sure he's a big fan of that one. This is a terrible hand. Well, maybe I'll play it for fun. Brick Lane Curry in New York City is fantastic. Never heard of it. You've actually said that to him? Wow. Because you're cool like that, he knows you. Okay, so he doesn't get offended. Fair enough. So, by the way, one of the reasons that I wanted to do kind of like a chill stream today was, you know, I'm always looking for suggestions and or, you know, things people want to see. I mean, you know, like I said, since I'm going to be focusing a bit more on doing talk stuff, like, you know, any kind of guests that you'd like me to potentially try to wrangle up, or, you know, stuff that you want to talk about, I'm okay with that. You know, there's a couple of people that I'm still trying to hunt down. Ultimate Alliance. Oh god. I'll get it eventually. I'll beat it eventually, even though it's locked in with you know, easy mode essentially, god mode. Sean Ranklin. I asked Sean Ranklin. I tweeted him directly. I got a flush. That was pretty awesome. I tweeted him directly and I said, "Hey, do you ever do interviews?" He never got back to me. One person that I actually tweeted, well, actually I DM'd, is the head of this independent comic book company that has been under fire. Code that you're going to have to follow, where basically you need to be nice to people on Twitter, on social media, and to promote your product, and to not use people that gave Bill a hand. An interview tour with all the mods. Yeah, none of them will want to talk to me. I can guarantee it. Even though I don't know what they're afraid of. Have I been unfair to people who I've talked with? I don't think so. I think I've treated people pretty fairly. I think I treated Johnny pretty fairly. I think I've proven that I can give a pretty balanced interview without attacking. I'm too laid back to really be scary. I'm not a scary guy. I'm really not. You know, that's not who I am, and it's not who I want to portray. You know, that's not. No, this is me. You know, what you're hearing right now, this is me. I just like to relax and have a good time, and, you know, have a good laugh here and there. I just, you know. My boy Nasser and his Hot Wheels. I'm telling you, he hasn't tweeted in like a week. I think he lives off of the attention from trolls, so... Since people haven't been tweeting him, that's why he's sort of, been MIA. Terrible hand. Shepherd on the flow. Swaggins getting woke? What's that about? Oh, Thanos Swaggins. Yeah, that's stupid shit. Who knows what Swaggins has in mind? He obviously just needs to keep vying for the attention. He's not Golden Boy anymore now that Tut has come and gone. Not that I know of, Clownman. I haven't heard of anything. But that's some scary shit. And I can say that without making it about me. Unlike Phil, who started talking about, "Ooh, I was living in Connecticut. It was scary living in Connecticut." Whatever. Get the bully hunters on. Yeah, if you haven't heard about that shit, that stuff took an interesting turn over the last couple of days, where the woman who was running the bully hunter stream, what was her name, Zombie Unicorn or whatever, she does body painting streams on Twitch, and essentially she'll do it topless. She'll paint her chest, and she's like, well, this is non-sexual, I'm just painting my chest, and it has nothing to do with sex. And I'm like, you're painting your bare chest, what are you talking about? She has you blocked on Twitter? Zombie Unicorn? That's funny. I know that she's been caught in the past saying the other F word, but she tries to distance herself from that. But and there's a certain amount of truth to that. I mean, things people have done in the very distant past. I mean, unless it's just completely egregious, there needs to be a little bit of, a shelf date on that. Like I said, unless it's something where it's just over the top and horrible, Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, 5-6 years ago, it was a much different climate socially. You could say things without, getting dissected by everybody and getting picked apart and, not being accused of being racist, sexist, misogynist, ableist, transphobic, homophobic, germophobic, acrophobic. I don't know, but don't body streamers put pasties on? I don't know, do they have pasties on? I don't know. It didn't look like she had them on. I was pretty sure I could see nipple, but I could be wrong. Pair of queens. I like it. I don't know who Bad Bunny is, by the way. So. Very true, Misery. It's humanity. Yeah, but I mean, where does it end? It's gotta end at some point. I mean, like, I tweeted about this yesterday where Kit Harington, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, was crying about, well, how come they don't have gay people playing the superheroes in Marvel movies? It's like, okay, so we went from crying about how, gay roles have to go to gay people and trans roles have to go to trans people, but now the perceived straight roles can't be played by straight people. They have to go to gay people too. Where does it fucking end? And someone pointed out something very interesting about that very point. They said, what about Sir Ian McKellen, played Magneto? Does that not count? You know, I would say that he's a superhero and in a pretty substantial role, and this is a garbage hand, so I'm getting rid of it. Bill is my gay superhero. Are you going to go see that Predator movie? Yeah, I'll go see it. Am I expecting it to be good? No. I already saw one review of it, and it just basically said it was an R-rated Marvel movie. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, I don't hate Marvel movies by and large. I usually like them, but we'll see. Gandalf is a superhero. Isn't Kit a cis white man? Yes, he is. Who gives a fuck? True. He's an old guy. He doesn't count. We want young gay hotties, Kappa. Yeah. I like Sir Ian McKellen, but I'm very worried that he's not going to be with us much longer. Especially with his cancer diagnosis, which is terrible. Probably in the next year or two, I expect him to pass. So, enjoy him while you can, kids. And you know what? I mean, this is me getting a little bit deep and philosophical for a second, but enjoy everybody, because I mean, we all have limited lifespans. So, enjoy everybody that you care about and love, I mean, that's something that, I'm a boomer, so it's something that I'm getting to understand as I get older. It's like, people are finite. People pass away. And the older you get, the more things get taken away from you. So, enjoy what you have. Relish what you have. One of my biggest regrets... Yeah, he does. He has cancer. One of my biggest regrets was that I lived a couple of hours away from, my mom's side of the family, big Irish family. I lived a couple of hours away from them, and I basically didn't go to any family events for like a decade because I was so wrapped up in my own shit and selfish, admittedly, and I missed a lot of things, and I missed a lot of times that I wish I had back, because, a lot of the people that those times with are gone now, so I ended up going to their funeral rather than a retirement party or a birthday or something like that, and it's really shitty to think about in retrospect, but it kind of reminds me of how not only how precious life and time is, but also it reminds me of how just I really don't like the way I was like a decade ago. Yeah, you can grow as a person. It's possible. Yeah, Stan Lee. I was hoping to meet Stan Lee. I've put it this way. I've been in the same building as Stan Lee once. Did not get to see him in person. But yeah, Stan Lee will probably, if he lasts the rest of 2018, he won't make it through 2019. I can almost guarantee it. So yeah, man, enjoy your idols, enjoy your life, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family while you can. And sorry, I don't mean to get all depressing on you, but it's the truth. Being a boomer, these things become much more clearer in your perspective. You shook his hand, you're happy. That's cool. They say don't meet your heroes, but in retrospect, some of the heroes that I had and that I've met were really, really cool, and some of them aren't with us anymore. I mean, George A. Romero is the first one that comes to mind. He was a hero of mine, not with us anymore, but very glad that I got a chance to meet him. He was extremely nice. Talked with him for about 30 seconds, and he was the rare exception to one of those don't meet your heroes things. You almost met Juorio. Glad you didn't. You heard Romero will be back. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, be glad you didn't meet Juorio. Holy shit. And that's something that I do want to talk with Larry about, by the way. Because I'm sure he has some interesting insight into that whole ordeal. Now you have to go to Renton. Whoa. Excuse me. But it's not down, it's honest. It is, but I mean, it's a little bit of a downer. But, yeah, I've definitely changed as a person. You know, realize there's more to life than myself. Yeah. And that your family, I mean, at the end of the day, your family, I mean, that's unconditional love, you know. Unless you're have one of those awful families that'll, you know, not give you that, because that's insanely messed up. But, you know, your family is there for you no matter what. I mean, you know, women will come and go. Hopefully they don't go, but, you know, when they do, your family is there. I mean, just like, you know, animals. You know, your pets will love you no matter what. So, you know, that's why I've kind of become more and more appreciative of pets, especially dogs. Not too fond of cats, but I love me some dogs. And that's why I tweet about, you know, I'll retweet, like, silly dogs and stuff. Because I have a soft spot for doggies. For $800, you can have Phil on your podcast. Was Larry a part of the Channel Awesome movies? If I recall correctly, I think he had a cameo in one of them. It might have been Suburban Nights. Which, I think I've sat through all of them, and it took me a while. Like, I had to watch them in chunks. But I think Larry had a cameo, and possibly, maybe it was, To Boldly Flee. But, yeah, it was not a substantial role. Yeah, I mean, no, it's alright. Come kitties. I like nice kitties. And little kitties. But, like, if a cat is, like, it seems like to me, like, you know, in my experience, a lot of cats are really mean and, you know, don't care about you. And that's not love to me. So, I'm not especially drawn to cats. However, I do like big cats, like, lions and jaguars and snow leopards and shit. Those guys are funny. Snow leopards are hilarious. I saw a couple at a zoo in Ohio, and they were like, I remember them being like, it was obvious it was feeding time, so I saw one in particular go up to like the wooden door, where the trainers would come in with the food, and he's like scratching on the wooden door. That was hilarious. Have you seen Sid Haig? Yes, I have talked with Sid Haig. Sid Haig is a nice guy. Even though Haig is actually not his last name. It's like Draconson or something like that. Dracodesian. I don't remember, but Haig is not his last name. But yeah, super nice guy. I have an autographed copy of Uncanny Valley. Wow. Who signed your copy of Uncanny Valley? I'm very curious. So you got $20. Yeah, Uncanny Valley was like the unofficial. What was it, like is the 5th year anniversary video? Have Dave tell you about lions. You know what? Speaking of Phil and zoo videos, the one that pissed me off the most that he did, and I can't remember if I saw it on Tevin's stream or something, but essentially what happened was he filmed like at least one elephant in a zoo, and he was kind of walking in a strange way, And Phil's like, oh, look, they're dancing. And then you hear a young boy say, well, no, he's mourning because one of the other elephants passed away, so he's kind of grieving. And then Phil says, dancing elephants. And then he titled the video, Dancing Elephants. It's like, you ignorant asshole. Just completely insensitive. You know, not only are you completely oblivious to the fact that the kid is telling you the truth, you just, you know, you turn it into clickbait. It's just, you know, exploiting a grieving elephant for clickbait views. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But, you know, that's Phil for you. On a different note, I learned that Twitter, the new Doom movies... Yeah, Doom movie is happening with a female lead. What a shock. Couldn't be worse than the last one, even though I do like The Rock and Carl Urban, but we'll see. Yeah, he lives in his own little bubble. And he doesn't care. You know, he's completely... I mean, he calls us sociopaths, but I mean... I think I will, raise the pot. Yeah, okay, I'm in. Wait, did the chat die on me? Hold on. Sometimes, like, the chat on... Oh, yep, it did. Okay, hold on. Let me, Sometimes that... Oh, there we... Seattle's Woodland Park Zoo. These titles are fantastic. Sad Gorilla. Yeah. Not Sad Elephant, mind you. Dancing Elephant, but Sad Gorilla. shit was ridiculous. Holy shit. No, 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 no. I'm not playing that shit. Yeah, you bluffing. Bluffing, bluffing. Bluffing. And you lost. Hell yeah. I'm pretending the kid who told him that is the same one who called him an idiot in VR chat. It's possible. Nah, maybe not. But yeah, you hear him clearly say that the elephant is mourning. You know, and he's like, dancing elephant. So stupid. Just insensitive or completely oblivious. But I mean, you know, I hadn't thought about that shit in a while, and it really makes me angry to think about. But the thing is, you know, it's just... I forget about that because there's so much other horrible shit he's done since. So you just kind of... That kind of shit you just forget about, you know? I mean, you know, whereas if I did that sort of thing, you know... Oh, shit. You never get enough. Everybody's hands go up.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Hello_fellow_teenagers this Saturday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Mrs. Hello Fellow Teenagers. Thank you very, very much for the $2, Hello Fellow Teenagers. But yes, please extend my birthday wishes and all the best to her in her cooking school. That is cooking school that she's going to, right? If I remember correctly. Yes, thank you for the $2. I appreciate that very much. I'm not doing that. Ack, 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 dancing elephant. Right. After the kid says that, he does the sad sigh, silent, then says dancing elephant. I know! What a... it's like perfect in a way, but terrible at the same time. That he says that shit right at the end of the video and then ends it. It's like, yeah, that pause, like almost like, okay, yep. Maybe he's getting it. Maybe he understands the gravity of the situation. Then it's horrible. And then what does he do? He fucks it up with saying dancing elephant, and because that's all he thinks at the end of the day. Hey, I can make a bunch of clickbait revenue on this if I call it dancing elephant. She also liked your cheese factory joke. Good, good. At least I'm here to watch your stream. That's cool. Oh, thank you very much, Mega Man. How you doing, dude? Kikassia. Okay, so it was that one. Yeah, isn't it ridiculous that people put, like, internet video shit on IMDb? I don't even think that should count. You know? Like who has the time to do that shit? Like, every episode, like, I guarantee, like, someone has put every episode of AVGN on IMDb. And it's like, get a life. It's not a real, he's not a real, I mean, aside from the AVGN movie, which, barely was a movie, I guess it is in definition, but, outside of that, everything he has done is not a movie. It's a little internet video. If porn is allowed, then internet videos should be. But porn is actual, those are films. I mean, like, well, at least they used to be. And they got, made on video. Speaking of, I've been kind of wanting to watch Boogie Nights again now that, Burt Reynolds passed away. But if you haven't seen Boogie Nights, holy shit, what an amazing movie. Watch that shit immediately. So damn good. gross revenue of internet videos? Yeah, that'll never happen. Smokey and the Bandit? No. I still think Boogie Nights is Burt Reynolds' best film. I was trying to find Cannonball Run to watch. I found Cannonball Run 2. And it's kind of interesting if you look at it. Like, almost everyone from the Cannonball movies is gone. You know, who's left? We have what's her name? Daisy from Dukes of Hazzard. Adrienne Barbeau. Cause like, think about it. Burt Reynolds, gone. Dom DeLuise, gone. Ricardo Montalban, gone. Jamie Farr, gone. Roger Moore, gone. Weren't those 70s movies about cars and truckers the best? I haven't seen all of them. Like, you mean like Any Which Way But Loose? I am not... Nah, hell with that. I've seen some of them. I know Tarantino was obviously very much inspired by them when he made Death Proof. So after Death Proof came out, I watched a couple of them. Like, I watched Vanishing Point, which was an interesting car movie. What was the one with Eastwood and the monkey? That's Any Which Way But Loose. My stepdad was a Southern boy, so you saw a lot of them. Daisy from the Dukes of Hazzard was on Worst Cooks of America recently. Wow. And she actually looks pretty damn decent for her age. I gotta be honest, I saw some photos of her recently. And she's gotta be, what, 60, 65? At least? So, you know, good on her. Dukes of Hazzard was a great show. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. Dukes of Hazzard and A-Team. So, I'm trying to think of what else I watched as a kid. Dukes of Hazzard, A-Team, Star Trek, original Star Trek. Because, I mean, we're talking about, you know, the days before the Next Generation, when you could only watch reruns of the original series. And I'm young enough, barely young enough to remember those days. As I said, I am a boomer, but not like an uber boomer. I was very, very, very little when you know, pre-Star Trek Next Generation. I like the fact that a lot of Smokey was about trucking illegal booze over the state line. That was the plot of, essentially the plot of Dukes of Hazzard. Because Dukes of Hazzard was based on a movie, if I remember, I haven't seen the movie, but I believe it was called Moonrunners. And it was about moonshine, bootleg moonshine, selling that. And that's why they were running from the cops a lot of the time. Was that kind of shit. So, that wasn't, you know, purely designated to Smokey and the Bandit. Elvira, yep, I watched Elvira growing up. And she looks good for her age, too. But you know what? Elvira, if you've never seen Ed Wood, well, a fantastic movie Ed Wood was, Elvira essentially stole the act of this woman named Vampira, or that was her stage name, obviously, who did the same thing. She would introduce, you know, TV shows, and she dressed up really, you know, sexy and goth. But she actually sued Elvira and lost for stealing her act. Alright, I'll hang out with you guys a little bit longer, and then I'm going to call it a night. But thank you for those of you who hung out with me. Always a pleasure. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to be free this weekend, so I'll figure out something to stream. I might do Super Seducer. I also got, I don't know what the hell this song is. Yo. But it might be Super Seducer. It might be. I also got on Steam. There's on sale is Cook Serve Delicious and Cook Serve Delicious 2. So I got the 2-pack of Cook Serve Delicious and Cook Serve Delicious 2. So I might play that because it looked kind of interesting. It was only like $7. I got a couple of other games that I got to get to on Steam that I got codes for. Like, one's called Echoplex that looked really bizarre. One's called Don't Bully the Fat Kid that I want to get to. There's some other ones. I know I've been mostly playing the ones that I've gotten on PS4 and Xbox, but I do have a lot more on Steam that I need to get to. Oh, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. I always try to make it a fun stream. And not make it a, you know, you have to throw me money in order for me to acknowledge your existence. Something I will mention, by the way, just basically something I've been doing just to, you know, ensure against getting flagged down, because if I get a strike on this account, then I can't stream for like months. So to ensure that doesn't happen, I've been essentially unlisting the streams archives and putting the links on my Patreon for... So, you know, $1 gets you access to all the prior streams. So, you know, if that interests you, if you can't catch the streams when they're live, you know, $1 gets you the keys to the kingdom. And I am not bidding 19 on that. So, yeah. Food for thought. By no means do I expect a bunch of you to throw money at it, but... I think it's, you know, it's much cheaper than on Patreon, where you have to give $5 a month to get the same thing. But, I think it's reasonable. You would never guess I was a boomer? Is that a joke? I mean, because I don't really, hide that fact. I think I've been pretty honest about it. Needs more interaction. Ludtron? What's Ludtron? Oh, Ludtron. God. My eyes are going, because I'm a boomer. My voice is really young. Well, I appreciate that. It could be because I don't, like, smoke or drink or anything that would really screw up your voice or make you sound older than you actually are. And also, like, you know, I also, you know, tend to be a bit animated when I speak, so... you mean I can't give $5 a month for a sub goal that won't happen? No, but because all of my sub goals eventually happen. I haven't thought of one for this month, although I have a feeling that I'm going to have to do something Halloween related. So, for my Patreon. But I haven't decided if I want to play games that are Halloween related, or if I want to do, like, maybe watch some, I don't know, YouTube videos that are scary, or supposedly scary, like creepypasta kind of shit. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll do a poll for it. Tex tries it. Play Cry of Fear? I've never heard of that. Interview Elvira. Dude, that would be amazing. I have seen Elvira in person a couple of times. I remember one time in particular, this was actually in New Jersey. I remember her walking around, it was, you know, obviously in a hotel in Cherry Hill. It was at a Hilton, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it's still a Hilton now. But, I remember her walking around, and people, like, dudes, like, following her around, which was hilarious to me. I don't know if they were thirsty. I don't know if they were just, you know, like, you know, just following her because she's a celebrity, but... It was fun to watch that. Free mod of Half-Life 2 that became its own free game. It's goofy but fun. I've never heard of that, but that sounds interesting. I would like to be part of the Elvira conga line. Yeah, they were definitely some thirsty individuals. 8 and 8? I'll take that. Okay. Couple more hands, then I'm gonna call it for tonight.
And it is the place where history is.
But I do thank you for coming out with me. I do appreciate the interaction from Mr. Hello Fellow Teenagers. And I should be back either maybe tomorrow, but definitely this weekend, since I didn't do what I was thinking I was gonna do. But yeah, I mean, as much as I enjoy streaming games, it would be fun to just be like pure talk show host, and then maybe do a games on occasion. I would love to transition into that, but I don't know, if people would be as into that or, willing to support that both from a, in a social media way, but also in a financial way. So, I don't know. But we'll see. But, I've definitely gotten the message that people prefer to hear me talk rather than, play video games like Spider-Man, for example. Where I'm constantly having to watch the screen rather than read the chat. I've been to comic book stores. I've seen what happens when a female shows up. The whole room sometimes becomes quiet like deer wandered in. Yeah, that is definitely a phenomenon. I think it's because, if you're a geek, it definitely was true in my case. When you know a woman, or hey, we'll just say, whoever you're attracted to, when you know that person, or the whatever gender you're attracted to, when you know that other person, and when you find out they like something that you like that's geeky, like if they play video games, like that's like oh hell yeah, it's that kind of moment. So I think it's similar to that. Like if a girl likes comic books, that's an instant win. Emails in a Ferengi voice. Speaking of, actually, Ferengi, Armin Shimmerman, who played Quark, amazing dude. I got to talk with him pretty extensively once. Super, super nice guy. Super nice. I've definitely mentioned him on the stream before. But, I watch a dude called the 8-Bit Guy, have no knowledge of engineering or electronics, but the guy is passionate and fun to watch. I love Armin. Yeah, Armin Shimmerman's a good guy. Go to anime convention and MagFest. It's like Ultra Instinct thirst. By the way, speaking of comic books, before I leave, I want to get your opinion on this. I put it to my girlfriend that anime and comic books are essentially the same thing. She disagreed with me. She thinks that anime... Because I said, have you ever read a comic book? She said, no. I said, have you ever read anime? She said, yes. So, I'm like, isn't essentially, anime a Japanese comic book? She's like, no. Quark is literally the best character in Star Trek. No, hey, that's your opinion. I think Quark is a great character. Oh, I'm sorry, manga. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm tired. You're right, manga. That's what I meant. Sorry about that. I did say manga when I asked her that question. Did she explain why it's different? Yeah, because it's a different format. You can't go into a comic book shop, by and large, and get a manga. You have to go to, like, Barnes & Noble for that shit. And it's bound differently. It's like a graphic novel, So, I mean... Okay, so it's okay, so you agree with me that comics and manga are the same thing. By the way, I did ask Armin about why Quark had like a full, back of his head exposed, unlike the rest of Ferengi, who have the little weird drape thingamabody, like the metal drape thingy. And he just said like it was because for his, ease of his costume, for whatever reason, it was better for him to have a full back of his head. There was no actual... I don't know if there's actual, like, lore explanation in Star Trek as to why he doesn't have that thing on the back of his head, but that was the reason that he gave me. I have Chinese comics and their manga style, maybe more like newspaper funnies. Yeah. Manga is usually very self-contained stories. Comics have more interventive characters. Fair enough. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening and good night. Alright. I'd say one more hand after this, because this hand is not working out for me. Content King. Yeah, no, he's Bay Boy now. And I was saying, bullshit, I'm not calling you Bay Boy, I'm calling you Content King. I'm not buying this Bay Boy shit. Yeah, independent comics are great. I want to get, like I said, I was trying to get this independent comic guy on stream with me, and I haven't heard back from him. It still may happen. Probably not, but I'm willing to give it a shot. He seems like a really, really super nice dude. Just exceedingly busy with what's been going on lately. Alright. Which guy? His name is Peter... I can't remember his last name, begins with S, but he runs Alterna Comics. And he's been taking a lot of shit from the anti-Comics Gate people for asking that people who, you know, are under his imprint treat customers with respect and not use block lists. Which I think is absolutely ridiculous that he would get attacked for that. It's like, how dare you, want people who work for you to be nice to the customers and not block them just because they are on some stupid-ass list. Alright, you know what? I'm going all in. I'll start with just 2-bit. But yeah, this guy Peter seems like a super, super nice dude. If this guy Gruber you're talking about works with Alterna Comics, Peter is Alterna Comics. So, yeah, I'm going all in on this one because this is my last hand. I just, I can't go all in on the, the blind like this. I need to get in a little deeper. Now we'll bet a little more, and then we'll go all in. Alright, what do we got? Pair of 10s. What are you gonna do? Come on, Jonah Hill, what are you gonna do? Check. Alright, Jonah Hill. Let's go party. What do you got? Oh, shit! Alright, well, I guess didn't even have to go all in. Alright, I'm calling it now. I'm walking away. But yeah, let me do my outro shit, and I'm gonna call it a night. So thank you all for coming, I appreciate it. Let me shut this off. Alright. And do my special thing. So thank you for coming, thank you for the interaction. As they say, hello fellow teenagers.